Three big red flags coming into 2024 is influencers pushing insulin spikes, glucose and sugar spikes, and cortisol spikes as being bad for you and the reason for all your health issues. First of all, I'd be more concerned if they actually didn't spike. They just take normal physiological responses and twist the science into making them sound like something bad. Taking cherry-picked data and twisting it around to suit their agenda and then making you believe that you're unhealthy because of what they've just said. Example, insulin is the fat-storing hormone, and the higher it is, more often, the more fat you will store. Yes, sort of. Okay, so insulin's role is to take nutrients around the body and facilitate their access into cells as and where required, and also storing excess intake as body fat. But that's excess. So if you're at maintenance or in a deficit, it will not store body fat, regardless of what type of food you eat. But the influencers will just try and get you to focus on its body fat storing role and forget about all this other primary function, and actually negate or make up the actual parameters required to actually store body fat. Glucose is played along the same misinformation lines. So when glucose rises, it's just an indicator to your pancreas how much insulin we actually require to get the nutrients around the body. It's not an indicator or measure of fat storage. The third and latest one gaining ground is cortisol levels. So cortisol is your stress hormone. It responds to stress, which is a natural physiological function. But influencers and wellness warriors, in their endeavors to try and sell you something, will actually make you believe that cortisol spikes are unhealthy. Cortisol raises when you're sick, pregnant, recovering from surgery, severely dehydrated, or other major stresses on the body. This is good because if you don't produce enough cortisol in these situations, you could experience adrenal crisis, which could be deadly. Cortisol helps our body respond appropriately. Be more concerned if you don't get cortisol spikes. So now they've convinced you it's unhealthy, they'll start to rattle off some symptoms, and at least one or two will resonate with you. And then you'll start thinking, wow, this has to be true. This is unhealthy. I've got these symptoms. But no, it's not. They just made them up. Now they'll give you the spiel about the fact that they're a hormone weight loss specialist or some magic supplements to help you. Link in the bio. This is all in an effort to get you to sign up for their unique offering because they are a specialist hormonal weight loss expert. Wow. Completely made up title. Well, now you realize you have a hormonal issue which is stopping you reaching your goals. But stop. If you have a hormonal issue, you will need to see an endocrinologist, not a wellness TikToker influencer claiming to be a hormonal weight loss expert, because that is literally a made up bullshit title. So now, before we go through how they actually fix you while making you think it is for one reason when it's actually a completely different reason, let's recap. Insulin, glucose, and cortisol spikes are normal physiological functions and are healthy responses. The symptoms they list while trying to convince you that they're unhealthy are just completely made up bullshit symptoms. All they do is get you into a nutritionally balanced diet in a deficit and get you to lose weight. Once you have lost weight, you'll find that most, if not all, of those symptoms have all disappeared. And the reason they've disappeared because they were a result of your unhealthy eating habits and your excess body weight. But now you're convinced it was all down to their special hormonal anti-spiking approach and their healthy supplements that they sold you. And let's not forget, some of you will be forking out for expensive tests that they'll send off for you as well. If you did have continuously high spikes, and I mean high, in any of these hormones that were causing serious medical issues, there's nothing a hormonal weight loss coach is going to be able to do, and you will be at the doctor's or in hospital. People are getting convinced they have issues which simply don't exist in order to sell you a solution that you actually don't need. If you seriously believe that you have hormonal issues in any area, go see an endocrinologist.